It's what day is it? Thursday. It's the last Thursday of the season, and Forest are gonna take on Crystal. Oh, this is a really good start. Chelsea, we're getting Champions League. I said it. Clip me. Grumpy Old Reds. Let's go. Evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Grumpy Old Reds, where we're down to 3, man. Been a few bits of drama.
Everybody's jumping ship since it's looking dodgy. Since it's Champions League is dodgy, they're all jumping ship, aren't they?
Backstage, Rob's refusing to go online with Ant, so it says his night off. So you got the 3 of us. Hope you guys are well. Make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you've subscribed. Look, my mindset is we are getting Champions League. Hence the thumbnail. Hence my mindset. Because the equation isn't that hard. Beat Chelsea. Crappy Chelsea, man. They just crap the bed and they've had a few lucky results. 1 away win in 10. Light work this weekend. And then we just got to rely on our Midlands brothers to say, you know what, it's your turn. Villa, we'll just say it's your turn. That's what's going to happen. Forest, Newcastle, Man City end up in those 3 spots. Villa end up in Europa League. And they'll go on and win that, by the way, next season. And Chelsea will be back in the conference. Clip me. How are you guys feeling about it? We got a poll live right now. Where do you think Forest will finish? Will it be Champions League? Will it be Europa League? Or will it be Conference League? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of you pessimistic Pete's, man. Negative fans in the chat today. Some fake fans maybe in the chat. 44% of you are saying Europa, 22 Conference, and 33. Shout out to the 33. Cass clipping Wolfie. He can clip me, man. But I just would like to take a moment and thank one of our own, Brennan Johnson. My double agent. My guy, man. Saved football last night. Tom's in the chat. Tom, you're an idiot, man. Do you not read your messages? Anyway, Brennan Johnson and one of our own saves football yesterday. Did you see it that way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. It's all down to Forest that Manchester United are going ever deeper into the pit that they're in. And it's great to see all those years of suffering we had, having to watch them gloat and tell everybody how they were the best at everything. And they support Man United. It's not because they're winning. It's because, you know, their great grandfather on their mother's side had a dog that once went to Manchester.
Uncles as well. Don't forget the uncles.
Yeah, you know, all the excuses. The best excuse I ever had, and this was many, many years ago, 20, 30 years ago, I asked this lad why I supported Man U, and he said, because we get bigger crowds than you do. I thought, okay. Yeah, that's as good a reason as any, I suppose, you know. So, yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with last night's result. Before the game, I was kind of not quite sure because I'm not a big Spurs fan. And, you know, I didn't want them to sort of break their trophyless years. You know, it's been quite good fun being able to take the mickey out of them. But as soon as the game started, my feelings took over my brain or any thoughts, and it was just, come on, Spurs. You know? And it was lovely, you know. I think they've officially given that goal to Brennan now. He looked like he touched it to me, but...
Bro, he touched it, man.
Yeah.
Firstly, it's not just that he touched it.
Didn't it?
Like, if you look at what he did, that's only taught in our academy. He saw that fat-bellied Luke Shaw and thought, I'm going to play a quick 1-2 off his belly. I'll even back it up by making sure he handballs it, because in Europe, that's a handball and a penalty. So he even was... This is how quick the kid thinks, man. He took the insurance policy knowing if he missed it was going to be a penalty. And he just caresses it into that corner. One of the best finishes I've ever seen. Ever. One of our own. So proud of him.
I'm still a bit peed off by the fact that Tottenham, you know, were an awful side, have had an awful season, lost so many games. 20 games, 21 games or something.
21 and counting.
They're going to be in Champions League football when a team such as Forest, who have had a good season, won a lot of games, could miss out. I don't
I
think
hear
that
you, man.
Personally, I don't think that you were not now. See, previously, the Champions League clubs used to drop down into the Europa League, so it made it a little tougher. Now that no longer is the case. So I don't understand why by winning the Europa League, it qualifies you for the Champions League. For me, it should just be qualify through Europa League again, following season to defend your trophy. I
hear that. And what if we win it next year, right? You know,
then it changes.
Yeah.
Then the narrative obviously changes. Now, talking of which, you're very confident. I don't know where you're getting this from.
Because if Spurs can win a trophy, bro, we can beat Chelsea.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But first of all, we've got to win, which we've not been doing a lot at home lately. But
we're undefeated in 3.
Yeah, it's possible because Chelsea, as we know, are no great shakes away from home. My worry are the other teams. And I know we shouldn't do this, but you can't help but think, why did we draw at home to Leicester? Why did we lose at home to Everton?
Yeah.
Either one of those would have given us another 2 points. Sorry,
it's
at
the
least
Leicester
another
one. It's the Leicester one.
The Leicester one is the bad one.
Yeah.
You're right. Because another 2 points now. I mean, look, we've gone 67. We'd be 4th. And all we need to do is probably draw our last game. But
because
that Leicester game has screwed us over. And now we're relying on others. And you're right. It's very, very simple. We have to win, and either Newcastle or Villa have to draw. Can they draw? They look like they can draw.
Fine.
Yeah, they can draw. They can draw.
It is there. If Newcastle were away to Everton, although I think Everton's away form is decent.
Yeah, but they spunked their load, didn't they? Winning the last game at Goodison and stuff. So
yeah. If
I think
last
it's United. Look,
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm confident, right? I'll tell you why I'm confident. Because this is potentially, like, I've seen probably 6 good seasons at Forest, right? Obviously the Frank Clark one, the promotion season, you've seen the playoff season, and you've seen the survival, I guess you could kind of call that. This is building up to be probably my best season ever, right? And I know for you, Anne, you've seen the glory days, all right? But I can only go on what I've seen.
Yeah.
And just to sprinkle stuff on the top, like this is narrative I'm now playing in my head, right?
That's true.
Beat Man U twice. We've beaten Liverpool away. I've got 6 points off my brother. Like I've ticked every box. The final box for me now to tick, apart from seeing United get relegated, is Nick having to give me Champions League football. Because this is what it will be down to. Now, I don't know if he's going to spin it as you owe me or what have you or whatever, right? But I can spin it saying, and can you imagine Cass's meltdown when he does the maths and realizes that if his team wins, I get Champions League.
Yeah.
So I've got all these extra things. And if that happens, if it happens that way, and there's nothing against Villa, man. I have no problems with Villa, right?
Villa,
but that's the way I want it. Look, I don't care what way it happens. But if it could be that Man United angle, now my only worry about that is then they get 40 points. You know what I'm saying? 39 is funny.
I wouldn't worry about that.
But 39 is funny. And just to add to that, but I'll tell you how I can justify it. If United draw and Spurs win, United finish 17th. We get Champions League football because, like Chelsea, we'll roll Chelsea over 2-3, maybe 4-0 easily, right? And we're in. And then I'm going to be the most unbearable. I already probably am, but I'm going to be so unbearable on these other channels, man.
Have you been talking to Ed today or something?
Huh?
Going off here? Have you been talking to Ed?
No.
What's going off with it?
Does anyone agree with my pathway to Champions League chat? What are you saying?
Yeah,
you can't call me negative one week and then if I'm being positive, call me deluded, man.
Nothing wrong with what you're saying. Nothing wrong at all. You should be, you should be positive about your team's chances. It's better than
unless you rot.
See, the difference for me is that I actually don't mind the Europa League. That's my main concern is getting.
No, that's copium.
The thing is,
Well,
if you win the Europa League,
because Man U and Spurs have proven that we could win the Europa League.
yeah, and then you get Champions
We won't
League.
win the Europa League.
Oh, come on. Don't just sit there and say we won't win it. Why? Why not?
Because we'll be winning the Champions League. Ah, what are you saying to that? What are you saying to that?
Hey, I can't say anything to that, my friend. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I agree. I've had this, like, I don't know why, but all of a sudden in the last 24 hours, I've had this like overwhelming positivity. And I don't think Newcastle are going to do it. I think Jordan Pickford is going to pull off the game of his life. And Newcastle are going to get a draw against Everton. Forest will slap Chelsea. It could be 7-8-0 easily. Chelsea is shit. There's going to be so much confidence in that Forest team on Sunday. The crowd's going to be behind them. I think we're pretty much guaranteed Champions League football right now. If I was Newcastle, I'd want to end the league right now because I think we're going to win. Now, that's what my heart says. My head says that everyone will lose, and all Forest have to do is win, and we lose as well.
That scenario
that would be such a Forest thing to do.
If that scenario happens, Ben, I will warn you lot now in the chat. I'm going to lose my crap. I will absolutely.
That's my biggest fear.
It would be such a Forest thing
if that happens.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, Man U win and Everton win? And then we crap the bed. Oh my god,
that would be classic Forest. But no, genuinely, I'm feeling confident. I just got a feeling that we're going to do it. I think we'll at least beat Chelsea. I'm not sure about Newcastle and Villa, but I think we've got to go out there and just win the game. You've got to win the game.
I agree, because I had this feeling in 08, right? Long before the YouTube days. I just had this feeling because I lie. My feeling was, if we don't get this magical cycle that has to happen to get second, we ain't going up through the playoffs, right? I'll be honest with you, that was my thinking. So the hopium kicked in that maybe, Doncaster can do this, Carlisle will do that, and what have you. And it happened. So maybe I'm leaning on that memory a bit too much and forgetting the memories in between then and now. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, we discussed something earlier in the season about, on paper, we're not the best team. But psychologically in that dressing room, everyone at some point during the season was firing on all cylinders. I think they're back to doing that for this final game. And I don't think there'll be a doubt in any of the players' mind. I think they'll be full of confidence. They want to do it for Taiwo. They want to do it for the fans. I just think they're just going to do it. They're going to get the job done. Obviously, we can't control what Villa and Newcastle do, but I think Forest are going to get the job done. 100%. There'll be so much confidence in those players.
And let me just add one final epiphany for the final boss, who, by the way, has been spreading lies about me over to Pete, and Pete's actually been believing him. Don't you dare let that dagger that goes into the back of our net come off the foot of Callum Hudson-Odoi from an Ole Einar assist, bro. Don't you dare, because I am certain we will never see this final boss name in the chat again. Don't you dare.
Silly anyway. Everybody knows that all the pressure's on Chelsea. Chelsea are the established Premier League team. It's not on us at all. I mean, don't get me. No, I've said this before. There's different pressures for every team, and everybody handles it differently. There's pressure on Forest, of course there is, because we have a chance to do something that we couldn't have imagined, and that will financially benefit us, and help us next season. So there's massive pressure on Forest, but there's no way there's not pressure on Chelsea. I mean, they have to get Champions League financially. They have to. You know what I mean? They've not. I don't think they've got many more women's teams to sell and stuff like that. They need Champions League.
They can buy some more hotels.
When Bowley was doing this amortization stuff, I was saying at the time, yeah, I get it. And if you're successful, brilliant. But if your players aren't successful, you're stuck with those players for 7 years, and a lot of those players are not quite what they were bought to be. And Kunku's an example. There are many others, but they're still having to pay for them. So if you get 5 players that cost 50 million each, but you're only paying 10 million a year for 5 years, but if you've got 5 players, that's 50 million pound a year you're having to pay out. So people think that it's free if it's on amortization. No, you still have to pay for them. So you could have 5 players that you're paying 10 million a year for, 50 million quid in total, who aren't even in your squad or your team or anywhere near.
Yeah, but these
So
idiots
it's
are paying
catching up
like
with Chelsea.
100
This I always thought this is going to catch up with them if they don't win everything. It's going to catch up with, and it is doing already after just a couple of years.
Yeah, because
And
if
it will get better.
Man U have blown it now. Man U will be out of. They'll border up the doors hopefully within the next 2 years. If Chelsea don't make Champions League this year, thanks to us, and we say football part 2, then Chelsea are going to be just in just as much trouble as well. Let me just catch up with the super chats, boys. Vic with the 31 months, my guy. Thank you so much, Vic. I like your pussy. Pick up Vic. Danilis with the £5. He goes, there's an article on United District that says Man United are going to rest most of their senior players for their Asian tour next week. I don't think they can do that. Yeah, those are 2 friendly matches.
Yeah, I wouldn't take too much notice of that. I mean, Amarim
and also, they're flying all the way out to Asia, boys, for 8 million.
I tell you what, I almost think the opposite, because we saw Garnacho come out, or his brother come out, and say that it was ridiculous he only got 15 minutes last night. I think you'll play a load of players who don't get that much time, and they'll have a point to prove. And they'll literally just go out there, they'll slap the shit out of Villa, and then they'll say, look,
I think he'll play the team that played the final, because he'll want to give them the opportunity to go out there and prove.
He better not, man. If I see Rasmus on that pitch.
Oh, my God. 72 million. Now, if Rob was here, I'd be saying to Rob, there's another player that I wouldn't have wanted on loan.
You know, there are people that actually want Rasmus. Well. No, I'm not even trolling you guys.
Yeah, but if Tyro's injured, it's better than having nobody. And I would say, no.
And even Rob wouldn't go that low. But there are people in the fan base. No, there are people in the fan base who would take Rasmus Højlund at Forest.
Why
you have to question some people's ball knowledge.
What do Napoli think he's going to do?
What do these Forest fans think he's going to do if he comes to... Anyway.
He's genuinely bad.
Yeah. He's not appreciate the £5, bro.
He's not underage. It's not this. It's not that. It's not the other. He's just bad.
Ben, you know how you love, like, you're very anal, right?
About what?
He loves his very anal.
Pause, right? If you could ever find me the clip where you garroted Nick into talking about Rasmus being his all-time favorite player. I can't remember the quote. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, and that's the one where he said Anthony was better than Brennan Johnson.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe
he said Højlund was his favorite
Johnson
player.
Saved football. I won't hear a word.
Did you see Anthony's post on Instagram? He put something like, and they said it was me, and loads of like laughy emojis.
Did he?
Yeah, Højlund's come out saying it's disgusting. Only got 19 minutes. It's not a happy camp, is it?
Dino with the £1. Thank you so much, buddy. Much love to you guys. Make sure you've hit the like button. Coming up to 400 in here. Right, I've wanted, because I can see you guys talking in the chat. Or is Rich in the chat as well? What are you saying, Rich? What are you saying, Rich? Silverware winner, Rich. European football player next season, Rich. Big up to Rich. Make sure you subscribe to the boys. And I'm not going to call him Eagle-Eyed Cherry. Okay, let's talk about what you lot are talking about in the chat, right? The ref, Anthony Taylor. Ben, I'll kick it off with you, man. Because if I'm not, this is the Everton ref, isn't it?
He's refed a few times, hasn't he, this season?
But he was the Everton VAR as a Luton fan ref.
I don't recall.
I think, chat, am I right? He was the ref, and then Stuart Twatwell was on VAR.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. But chat, what has he done to us this season? I can't remember this season.
The thing is, we've had so many bad refs this season. The only thing that gives me hope is that looking through Twitter, all the Chelsea fans are crying about it. Apparently, he hates Chelsea more than he hates us. But I mean, some of the reffing performances this season have been truly shocking. I mean, look at the last match where they took 7 minutes to try and take that goal off us, which was just Milenkovic hitting it into the back of the net. So I am a bit worried about the ref. But if what I read is right on Twitter, then he's not a massive fan of Chelsea as well. So
what did he? So Chelsea fans, what's he done to you?
They go on and on and on about Taylor. Even when he's not refereeing their match,
I
they
think a
just go
lot of
on and
clubs
on
do
about
that.
it. They
I think a lot of
really
clubs-
genuinely despise the guy.
He's one of the more famous refs, so isn't he? And the reason you're more famous as a ref is you're basically infamous for a bad reason. So
yeah, you're right.
Okay, if that final boss dude is in there, what's he done to you? But what's he done to us is my bigger concern.
there was something he did to us. I can't remember what it was. Let me have a look.
The thing is,
Spurs
I think
dude,
he's just,
is that it? Is that it? He pulled his hair. That one. That was last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was last season. Yeah.
Is that one from the corner?
Yeah, he pulled Kukureya's hair. Yeah.
These entitled Chelsea fans. That's your biggest gripe with the ref, that your boy who just might as well got a haircut.
No. It's not just that.
They're both saying it, bro. They're both saying it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but there's loads of others as well.
Yeah, but if that's the first one that comes to your mind, he disallowed the Milenkovic goal against Southampton. For us. He said
that's VAR, isn't it? That's VAR.
Was that the Brighton game?
Yes, you're right. Wolfie, you're right. So Taylor was the ref when Stuart Atwell on VAR. So yeah, it was that. Taylor was the actual ref. Stuart Atwell was the VAR.
Oh, bro, sorry, Ben, but look at these things. Also, this season, he gave us the most yellow cards ever in a Premier League.
To be fair, Chelsea players, they foul loads.
I can't believe you've written that, man. Like, seriously. Oh, no, we got yellow cards. Oh, God help us.
It says Taylor
I know what he's saying, because maybe another ref wouldn't have dished out so many yellow cards.
We didn't get 3 penalties, and 3 stone cold Steve Austin penalties while he was on the pitch reffing it. We didn't get them.
So he was right. He was the lone ref, and then it says he was also the ref against Brighton, where he sent off. Oh, sorry, he was 4th official, where he told Rob Jones to red card Nuno, which resulted in him with a 3-match touchline ban.
And then we won all those games. So
he's the guy who showed Gibbs-White a red card. But
and also the one, I think, Jay, is this the one you're talking about against Southampton, where the player just dived and he wasn't. It was like around the center circle. He just dived and the ref just gave Gibbs-White a yellow card. I think that's the one Jay's talking about.
Yeah, it says Nuno Espirito Santo was dismissed for saying "you're fucking us again" to the ref. So yeah, he must be hated by everyone, including the players and the management.
Big up to Alhambra. He says CFC will win on Sunday, and I see Villa sneaking it. Bro, you got no chance in hell, Vince McMahon style, of winning anything on Sunday, bro. Like, thank you for the 199. No chance. I'm putting chest out on this one. I'm confident again. He advised the ref to send MGW off at Brighton when he was the 4th official.
Back to the ref thing. Anthony, as I say, he's really despised by Chelsea fans. He's their #1 villain. And we kind of feel similar. The fact is, the guy's just a poor ref. There's no bias. He's just a poor ref, And the game on Sunday, I can almost guarantee there'll be some controversy involving him, because there always is. So he likes to make it all about himself, and
that's where we've got to take the game into our own hands. Though this is why I was saying on the last stream, I'm very worried if we go, say, 1 goal up, because if there is a controversial decision, if a player makes a mistake, a bad pass or something, we've got to take that into our own hands. And the only way to do that is to try and go a few goals up and take away the risk. Because we've had
that sounds ideal, Ben.
Sounds ideal, yeah. And it'll happen, don't worry. I think we're going to win at least 3-0. I doubt Chelsea will score against Matt Sells.
Yeah. Well,
Matt Sells
for me, it may sound crazy, because I don't know, maybe people don't rate the guy, especially his goal scoring ability. But for me, Nicholas Jackson missing for Chelsea is massive, because they've got no focal point at all.
He's crap.
And it's a bit like when we played Arsenal. I said, how are they going to score against us? How? Who's going to score? The one I'm worried about most is Neto. Don't get me wrong, he hits a lot of shots wide, a lot of shots over.
I rate him.
But every now and again, he hits one right, and there's no stopping it. That's the kind of,
Sells is playing for Golden Glove as well, don't forget.
I don't care about that.
I'm sure that will be uppermost on his mind. I'm sure that's all he'll be thinking about.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that at all, man. Like, I hope he
will
gets
care
it,
about that.
but not at the expense of goddamn Champions League, man.
No, but I'm saying it as a positive thing. If he will desperately want to keep a clean sheet as well. So that's only.
He probably thinks of it a little like I do. I don't think of it until he lets one in, and the commentator says something along the lines of, oh, he's going for Golden Glove, but that's one less he'll have. So yeah, I don't think it'd be massive. He strikes me as a team player, he really does. The guys absolutely 100%. Love him at Forest. The defenders love him.
Did you see the video where they're asking the players their player of the season, and a lot of them said Sells?
Yeah, they do.
Do you know what?
Yeah, they talk about him like fans do. Oh, have you seen the saves? It's unbelievable. That one where he did this, It's like,
Madueke is good. I'd take Madueke at Forest.
Madueke, man. It's not a fucking Street Fighter move, man. You know what? I gotta say, I want to ask you boys before we get into, because I do want to talk about what Keeman said here. Will we sit at home or not? Right? But I couldn't remember the Chelsea game. I can't remember many of these games this season until so I watched the highlights earlier. I was like, oh yeah, that goal. I thought it was 2-2. It was 1-1. That's how bad my memory's getting, right? But Sells had an absolute masterclass, man.
He has a few times.
I'll tell you what, I was watching a Nick, and Nick is like, how is he not going to get your player of the season? And I was like, because Milenkovic. He goes, no, I get that. He goes, but I can't think of many games where Sells hasn't pulled out a worldie when you've won.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It got me thinking, and I want to know what you think. Who's your player of the season? Because mine was like, yeah, Milenkovic or Aina, right? But I'm thinking Sells.
I would say the same, but if I had to say which player has accumulated most points for us on an individual kind of basis, if you know what I'm saying, I'd say it has to be Sells.
Yeah.
It's perhaps unfair because Milenkovic obviously cuts out a lot of crosses before they even get to Sells and stuff. So you obviously see the goalkeeper making the spectacular last, gasp save, don't you? So it's easy to think Sells, and I wouldn't be against that. But as I say, the defense is a big part of it as well. But Sells for me, I think, I wouldn't be disappointed if he won.
Would you vote him player of the season, even though you got a crush on Milenkovic?
I might do, I might do.
He wouldn't. That means he wouldn't.
Let's do a poll in the chat.
It means I tell everybody I did and then vote for Milenkovic.
Yeah, let's do a poll in the chat. So on that previous poll, over 300 voted, 46% have said Europa, 28% said Champions League, and 26% say conference.
Conference is beneath it.
Conference that Europa League is.
I think who wants to clip it up, man. Conference is beneath me.
Conference, you don't want conference, man.
Genuinely don't want conference.
Yeah, call me entitled. I don't care. Right, let's give you.
The fact is, there's no benefit. There's no financial benefit. There's no like pulling ability.
Europa hasn't got financial benefit. Europa's about 8 million.
No prestige.
Yeah, but at least Europa's got some big teams in it. Conference, you're playing like some little town in Russia.
Yeah.
All right,
the only good thing I would say about it is if you get to the final and win it, then that's going to be a good day out. It's
then I'll be shameless, 100%. Yeah. Who should I put for the 4 candidates, chat? I've got Sells, Milenkovic.
It's got to be. You've got to put Chris Wood in there, really.
Yeah.
And maybe
I think
Nico
Williams is in.
No, Nico Williams gets for me. He gets the trophy of most improved player.
Yeah, you could put Aina in there.
I still don't think he's amazing in the final third. I think he could have had a few more goals. If I'm being critical,
maybe.
I'd probably say
a lot of decent. Murillo, Aina. Well, basically the defense. Let's be honest. Chris Wood, because that's what we are. We're defense and Chris Wood. That's what we are.
Should I put Aina in chat or Murillo? So I got Sells, Milenkovic, Wood.
Let's say Murillo.
So you want Murillo? Yeah, but Aina's just like I just like to chill out.
Aina's great. It's hard. You can only put 4.
All right, fine. I'll put Murillo. Yo, by the way, man, Murillo made a mistake in that Chelsea highlights as well. It didn't cost us, but I was like, ooh, what's that? Murillo. Anderson, right? I'm just going with those 4. Look, I think there's 6 candidates for me, but get your votes in. I got Sels, Milenkovic, Murillo, and Wood for you. Like, take your pick. What are you saying, Ben?
I can tell you now who's going to win this, by the way. It'll be Sels.
I mean, for me, I've got to go for Milenkovic for 2 reasons. One, out of all those players, you could argue Sels, but between Sels and Milenkovic, they're definitely the most 2 consistent. They hardly ever have a bad match. So, I mean, Wood is fantastic, obviously, but he does dip in form sometimes. But Milenkovic, for me, is the most consistent, and he's been the biggest change to our team. Last year, we conceded the most amount of goals from set pieces. This year, I believe we've conceded the least amount of goals from set pieces. And our defense has completely changed. He's a leader from the back. He leads from the back. He works brilliantly with Murillo. He's pushing the team out. He's pushing the team forward. He works well with Sels. You can see them high-fiving each other all game and tapping each other on the shoulder. I think Milenkovic has just been the biggest difference. And I would actually like to see him as captain, because I think he's made such a big difference. I think if you literally just take Milenkovic out of that team and say put Morato in there, I think we're a mid-table team. I think that's how much effect he's had.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine at the beginning of this season, if you said, who do you think Forest player of the season is going to be? How many votes Sels would have got before the season kicked off?
But I would have expected it to have been a defensive player. Who got it last year? Murillo, wasn't it?
Yeah, Murillo got it last year.
Murillo.
We got to talk
about Nico Williams, because he got about 3 or 4 players of the month, didn't he, last season? Was it last season or this season?
No, it was this season.
Oh, it was this season, was it? So he's got to be in with a chance then.
Yeah, no, he has definitely.
What's the poll saying?
At the moment, Sels is on 45%, Milenkovic on 37%, Murillo's only on 4%, Wood is only on 13%. I gotta say, man, like, I think that's harsh on Wood.
Yeah, but what you need to do to get a true reflection, Wolfie, is you need to have people say who their first and second choice was, because a lot of people's second choice would have been, one of the other players, and that makes a difference, because it's not like proportional representation, is it? Because you only got.
But surely most people would say Milenkovic and then Sels, or Sels and Milenkovic.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh yeah, he's got 5 goals as well, Milenkovic.
Yeah, top goal scorer, isn't he? Top defender.
He scored more goals than Højlund. I think I have as well, though, so I don't know how cool a stat that is. We got 499 here again from El Hambra. He says, where's the chest coming from? Because you're going to sing Malov Kintyre loudly. I'm confident we will see the chairman on the pitch crying again. No, man. Our chairman will be on the pitch at the end, walking around the stadium to a standing ovation from the fan base who love and respect him.
Champions League tune will be playing. Cole Palmer will be crying in his fucking Nike Air bag.
Yeah, Cold Palmer, who's gone literally.
I told you at the playoff final, I was all right emotionally. I was handling it pretty well until it came up with, you are Nottingham Forest, you are Premier League, and that was it. The tears came. I can imagine it being like that on Sunday, where the game finishes with one and one of the other teams slipped up, when it comes on the big screen, Nottingham Forest, you are Champions League. Oh, I'm going goose pimping. I'm thinking about it.
You're kind of building yourself up for a fall here, Ant.
No, you're building up for a fall. I've accepted it.
I just think we deserve it.
100%. And Nuno deserved it as well.
Yeah. You gotta agree with that, surely. We deserve it more than any other team in the league.
Look, Chelsea have spent £1 billion to be shit.
£1.5 billion.
£1.5 billion to be shit. They do not deserve Champions League over us. Our team's worth what? 170 mil, something like that. Maybe not even
about
that.
500 mil.
Is it? Well, okay.
Oh, what now, or what we paid for them?
Well, now it's worth a lot, but what we paid for them was probably less.
We've spent probably what we spent, about 300 mil, give or take.
Something like that. Let's just say our team is 5 times
this team, though.
Chelsea's team.
That's overall on this.
Yeah,
team,
but that's same with Chelsea under Bowley. They've spent 1.5.
We've massively overperformed. Chelsea have massively underperformed. Nuno has been a great manager all season. The players have been great. we deserve Champions League. And if we get it on Sunday, I can guarantee that all the other fan bases, apart from Chelsea, will be congratulating us.
And also all these Chelsea fans saying, make sure you're here, make sure you're here. We will be here, come what may. Don't you lot start hiding, the final boss, Alhambra, Juju, all you men in the chat, showing your chest now. Don't you be hiding when you're biting your nails come next Wednesday, praying and knowing that if you lose to Man United's Anthony, you're back in the Conference League.
Yeah.
You're back in the conference.
They've got to win that. They've got to win that.
Real
for their sake.
That means it opens the door up for the Europa League for us, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, we're Champions League, mate.
You're not helping my narrative here, bro.
Sorry, mate.
No, I'm saying we
Let
get
me just put it in perspective, though. I don't think people sometimes they sling out this 1.5 billion. It's actually a bit more than that, but we'll settle for 1.5 billion. To put it in another way, right? With that money, you should be able to create a decent team, because you could spend 150 million pounds on every position in your team.
Mm.
Every one of your first team could be worth 150. Can you imagine? How can you spend that much and be struggling to get Champions League? It makes no sense. 150 million pound a player they could have spent for their first team.
Sickening. Rob refused to come on when he saw Ant was backstage, so he might be back.
Yeah, he had an argument for half an hour with Ant after the last stream and in rage quit.
Yeah, and Nick clipped
If
him up.
people believe that, then they obviously don't.
And
know
Nick
Rob
clipped him up and put it out.
We were peeing ourselves laughing within a quarter of a second.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
You liar. Well, don't make me call you a liar again. No one clipping again.
I was thinking the other day. I can't actually remember a time where outside of GOR we've ever had an argument in real life. Ever. I don't think we ever had one. And I'm here we argue all the time.
I can't think of. Anyway, guys, we've got 400 in here. Yeah, 400. How many likes? 126, right? It should be over 150. Make sure you've hit that like button. 24 or more of you need to get us to 150, and then we'll push on to 200. All right, let's get into some serious talk here, guys. I think this is a cracking question from Keeman. He says, Wolfie, I'm assuming you're a Chelsea fan. If you're not, apologies. I didn't mean to offend you by attaching you to that club. Wolfie, are you going to sit back at home? Are you going to come out and play? What say you guys? Actually, let's just finish the poll quickly. 45% of you have given it to Milenkovic, and 37 to Sells, 37 to Milenkovic, 13 to Wadinho, and 3 to Murillo. Okay, let's cover this point and chat. What do you think is the best tactic? I think I've got my expected video coming. It's tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, that'll be out tomorrow. So what we saying here, Ant? Are Forest going to go gun-ho, knowing that, remember, we have to win. We can't draw. We have to win.
I don't think.
Do you expect any change in Nuno's style?
No, not at all. I think that we'll defend. We'll defend and try and catch them on the counter. I think because Chelsea will come out. They will come out. So the chances will be there. Their defense is actually, despite them not having the best defenders in the world, as a unit, their defense is quite good. It doesn't let a lot of goals in. But there again, you can say that about a lot of teams that play Forest. Teams are obviously good at defending when they have to defend. Whereas when they play us, for most of the game, they don't have to defend. And you catch them on the break and, that's how we score, isn't it? So I can't see us changing that. Unless we're 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go. And then God knows what, you know what it's like. He'll bring on 5 subs. They'll be all over the shop. You won't know what's happening. But yeah, I think we'll play our normal tactics. Why should we change now?
I think that the reason why I'm so confident about beating Chelsea is that they also have to win the game. And that means that they're going to attack us. And that is the best possible thing for us. Forest are at best when we turn over possession and counter-attack. And Chelsea have to win as well. So Chelsea are just going to be coming at us trying to score. And that's exactly what we'll play into Forest's hands. And that's why I'm so confident, because I think that
Yeah.
You know, Chelsea, they have to do that. They can't not do that. Chelsea need 3 points as well. So I think it's going to play nicely into Forest's hands. And I wouldn't be surprised if we score 2 or 3 goals against them.
But what happens if we go 1-0 down after like 10 minutes?
Oh, I'm fucking done. I'm leaving the ground. I'm leaving the ground.
He's gone from 7 or 8 nil.
I'm leaving the city. Oh,
He's gonna do this.
yeah, I'll leave at half time like Ez would.
No, but seriously, if we go 1-0 down, because what game was it where we went 1-0 down the other week and he just didn't do anything, man? I can't remember what it was.
Villa.
Oh,
Then we came back in the
It might have
second
been,
half.
yeah, and then nothing until the second half.
No, we played
Like,
really well, but we didn't win.
Do you think he sticks to that strategy?
I think he should play like he did against West Ham. But for me, I'd go with the same lineup as well. I think last week was a decent performance. It was nervy. I was saying earlier, I don't want to see that kind of 1-goal lead. I think that's a bit risky when you need the 3 points. I'd like to see us get 2 goals ahead, but for me, I'd go out with the same team as last week and try something similar.
Or playing 3 in the middle, because Dominguez looks. Yeah, I thought he was sensational 2 weeks ago when he went out on the left. Even though I don't like him there, I thought he was very good in the midfield. Not as good as the week before, but I prefer him there.
Well, the thing I've always said is when you're defending, you're 4-3-3, but when you counterattack, you can change formation and break into a 4-2-3-1. You don't have to defend and attack in the same formation. You can block out the midfield, and then when you break, the wingers push out, and you go into.
You're saying that all season, Ben, but people just like to poo-poo.
Well, if Nuno listened to me, we would have won the bloody league.
For those Chelsea fans saying you don't need to win, you do need to win. Yes, you can get it with
if Villa and Forest win, you're out.
Yeah.
Unless
no. There's a scenario where they can draw.
Sorry. Yeah, go on.
But the draw is not in their hands. Drawing,
yeah, that's what
they have to win to keep it in their hands. Is the point we're making? I don't know why we need to clarify semantics for you guys, but that's the point.
If they do draw and Villa win and Newcastle draw, then they're out.
They're out, yeah.
So they don't have to win. Sorry, but a draw is not necessarily going to be good enough.
Exactly. So they kind of do have to win because they don't know what's going to happen.
To make sure you've got to win. To make sure you've got to win.
That was my point, was to be 100%, they have to win. Not mathematically, but to be 100%, you got to win.
No, what I said was the easiest way. For them, in their own hands, a win gets them Champions League. Draw is not in their hands. Simple as that.
That's what we just,
That's too complicated for a Chelsea fan to understand.
It's true, man, and they're tractors. Okay, so you're thinking
also, how can you go out to try and play for a draw anyway? Because you've only
not seen us try and do it.
Yeah, I know, but we're different, aren't we? It means you make one mistake and you've lost it. You're out. You can't afford that. You have to try and win.
You can't risk that. I tell you what, it would be hilarious if Anthony Taylor gave us a penalty in the 90th minute and we won that way. That would be funny.
Have we had any penalties this season?
Yeah, we must have had a few. I'm sure Morgan Gibbs-White's taken a few.
No, Chris Wood's taken one, hasn't he?
Chris Wood, yeah.
Who was that again?
Yeah, I know we have, but I just can't.
Oh, no, there was one against Brighton. Oh,
well, that just got lost with all the other hundreds of goals scored that day.
Gripper's on it, man. There was 3. One against Brighton. I can't remember the other 2. Ipswich.
Ipswich, Brighton.
Wait,
Brighton,
Ipswich. Was that what? When we beat them 4-2? Oh, no. When we beat them at the City ground 1-0, wasn't it?
1-0.
Did Gibbs-White take that, or?
I'm sure Gibbs-White took one. I know Chris Wood's taken some.
Chris Wood's taken 2, I think.
I think Gibbs-White took one, didn't he? I'm sure he did. I don't know. My memory's crap.
Jolly Ollie, man. That's like, dad joke, man. Dad joke. 1-0 at home, Matt's saying. And Brighton at home. I remember the Brighton one. Wait, we got a penalty away at Brighton. I can't remember this, man.
Yeah, can we move on? It's getting, because otherwise my head's going to explode.
All right, cool. Let's move on. Big up to Andy with the 199. He goes, keep it keep it as it's wicked is right.
WKD.
As it is, wicked.
Keep it as it is. WKD is right for once. He means crypto.
That's me.
Oh, crypto.
Yeah, I'm on the WKD.
Wait, keep it as it. Keep what as it is.
I think I was saying.
Keep the team as it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Crypto is right for once.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
So-
I mean,
so
the last bit's not right because I'm right all the time. But
Wait, Andy, why is it you can spell right when you super chat this channel, but you have to keep embarrassing me or never a foul? When I take the mick out of all the other non-forest ones, right, that can't spell and spell forest with double R, right? And then you step up and you freaking hit me with hit them with some crazy spellings, right? And look at that. He's even put a capital on the keep, man. Like, he's even going down the grammar angle. Like, big up to you, Andy, right?
I mean, the WKD needs capitals, but
Yeah,
That's true.
It should be a full stop after keep it as it
full
is.
stop.
Well,
Yeah, no, trust me. I'll take this level of comprehension,
and
right?
and a comma after the.
Right, Andy. So big up to you, Andy. Thank you so much, bro. But yeah, just a quick just a quick check over when you put them into never a foul, bro. Much love to you, Andy. Thank you for the 199. Alhambra again with the 999. He goes, here's how it will go. You will sit back. Breaking news. We're not good against low blocks. Facts. Will not play high line or counter press. At some point, you will, Caps, come out, pause. And we're devastating in transition. 0-0 halftime, 0-2 full time. Bro, there's so much hopium in what you've said there and a little bit of copium, right?
I mean, there's just no way you're going to score 2 goals against Matt Sells. I don't think it's mathematically possible.
The fact that you've said that you're going to be devastating in transition is fine, but not many teams get to transit against us.
Yeah,
That's
and you haven't been devastating all season, so.
The 2 players I fear, because they've got a lot of good players.
Yeah, Madueke.
No. He's not the one.
Sideshow, Bob. Big up to you there, Alhambra. I appreciate
the 2 players are Lavia, if you please, because he is
Lavia's quality, man.
Unbelievable, and he makes such a difference to the way that team plays. And
although he was shit against Newcastle.
And Cucurella. Those 2 are the 2 that
Casado as well, man.
Yeah, Casado is obviously brilliant, but with Lavia out the team, they're a different team to when Lavia is in the team. With Casado out, they can actually cope. I just think he's such a he's gone under the radar, obviously, because he's been injured all the time. Which
do you think there's a case to start Ryan Yates to wind them up?
No,
Ben, don't spoil your record tonight. You've been quite sensible. No, you can't play players just to wind other players up. You need quality in your side. Don't get me wrong. If he comes on after 70 minutes, he can help. No doubt about it. But there's more to him than just winding players up.
No.
See, I think now you've said that, we're going to win 1-0 and Ryan Yates is going to score the goal.
No, Tom's right. Okay. It's going to be Hudson-Odoi. It's going to be Hudson-Odoi.
I don't know. Hudson-Odoi's not been... He's been obviously injured.
Yeah, but he'll turn it on, won't he?
Well, hopefully.
Just switch it on.
If he's fit enough.
He scored last season against Chelsea, didn't he? You know, when we lost, was it 3-2 at the end of the season?
We should have won that game, by the way. We were the best.
Yeah, but we were on the beach, so it didn't count.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. When it was 2-1 to Forest, it was like easy. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it just took the foot off the gas. And anyway, that's last season. Yeah, I don't think Hudson-Odoi looks fit. I don't think he looks fit.
I don't think he looks fit or in a purple patch.
Yeah, maybe not.
I agree. So that's why I'm a bit dubious about what you've just said.
Yeah, but I'm saying if that happens, I'm even doing.
Stop worrying about other teams' fans and other teams. Think about your own.
But I'm adding icing to the cake, bro.
I know you are. I know you are.
That final dagger.
To me, the goal scorer is the least of my sort of thoughts and concerns. I don't care who it is. His own goal will do anything. All I'm interested in is Forest and Forest wins.
Yeah, I've just had another idea. Chelsea fans in the chat, is Colwell playing for you boys? Is he a starter at the moment?
Yeah, he is. It's Colwell and Tossin, I think, at the back.
Tosser.
Tosser, do you say?
With Reece James on the right and Kukurea on the left.
Now, you know why I'm asking him about Colwell, yeah? Because Colwell's our boy.
Mm.
Is he?
What's your mouth out?
Forest fan.
Who got
Is
Forest promoted? Who got Forest promoted?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Who
yeah,
got
he did,
Forest
He
promoted?
did, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Colwell.
Oh, yeah.
Colwell should, when they announce his name, by the way, on Sunday, he should get a standing ovation and an applause, right? And that will inspire him on. He's thinking, you know what? This set of fans, they respect me. Unlike these Chelsea fans that don't respect me and they want to upgrade me in the summer. You see, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look, they're calling him trash. How dare you? How dare you call him trash, right? This guy,
Chelsea fan.
I'm guessing.
A bit like Brennan Johnson last night. He didn't do it for the Spurs fans. The Spurs fans hated him.
It for me.
He even deleted all his social media because of the Spurs fans. He did it for Forest. Forest basically won the
Europa. He did that, but it was a bit of a, it wasn't like it was.
No, you know what he was doing? He was doing that, but if you saw how he was holding it, he had his middle finger behind it.
He's got a Forest badge sewn on the inside of it.
I mean, don't get me started on his dad, but
no, don't start.
I'm just saying, if Colwell scores an own goal again for us again, right, then we have to buy him this summer. I don't care if he's 100 million.
Either that or build him a statue outside the ground.
next to the
Put it on the centre circle,
alongside
Brian Clough statue.
Alongside Toffolo.
Like, could you imagine? He gets us back to the Premier League and then gets us back to where we belong in Champions League. He goes down in folklore history for me. He's already there, to be honest. He's already there. All right, super chats. Quick catch up on the super chats. Alhambra says 190 with the 199. Please play Yates with Taylor as ref. That's why I don't want Yates on the pitch, man. That's why
How
I
many
do
times
not
has
want.
Ryan Yates been sent off?
None.
No, he don't get sent off that much. He just gets.
How many times has he been suspended?
I'm responding to Alhambra because he's suggesting that if Yates plays, I think he's suggesting that if Yates plays, Taylor will take exception to him and send him off. He's never been sent off in his.
He probably will, to be fair.
All right, well done, well done. You could have said that like at 6 p.m. on Sunday, right?
I can guarantee you who will get a card tomorrow.
I hope he doesn't even make the squad.
Dominguez will get carded tomorrow. He always gets carded.
Nah, I don't even want Yates on the bench now that Ant has jinxed him. No risk of it. Alhambra, where is that? Is your name Arab or not?
That's what he is.
Thanks for the 199. Andy with the 499. Oh God, here we go. Because it's spelt wrong, a choice, and you're
spelled that wrong as well.
There, yeah. So why not? And just for that comment, jail time incoming for you and Cass.
That's a lie.
Andy, don't waste your money, mate. Don't waste your money on him.
No, okay, man. It was fun yesterday with Cass, man. I've never enjoyed like I could. Do you know why? Like Chelsea fans, shall I tell you why you need to be scared, right? Because I went and watched the game around Nick's with him and my brother, right? That was an experience and a half, to say the least.
I bet. Ooh,
but I'm telling you, it's quite fun. Thank you, Andy, for the 499, bro. But like, I left here at I was just leaving the house at 7:30, right, to get to Nick's. I was like, you know what? I've just got a feeling. And I was like, and I don't want to be able to say later on, I had a feeling this is what I thought. And everyone says, nah, you're chatting crap. You're making it up. You're pushing your agenda, right? So I picked up my phone at 7:32 and I sent my dear friend Cass this voice note. Just so you know, Johnson scores the winner. You heard it first. Forest, one of our own. One of our own.
I've heard that more times than Merry Christmas, everybody, by Slade. So
all I'm saying to you Chelsea fans is worry when I make a prediction. Yep.
Callum Hudson-Odoi clip incoming.
Hudson-Odoi.
I tell you what, if he does, I'll come around and wash your feet, mate. I'll be that much in awe of you.
Hudson-Odoi or a Colwell own goal, right? And I'm done.
Don't split your juju. Don't split your mojo. Your energy.
But I'm saying a Callum Hudson-Odoi goal and a Colwell own goal. What are the odds on one of those? What are the odds on one of those?
Hudson-Odoi, but if he goes off injured or substituted, then
and the assist is from Einar, by the way. Einar's getting the assist.
Cole will have to take over the job.
My man Chris with the £2. He goes, refs are always laughing with Yatesy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I say smiling and laughing. He does a little bit of nastiness, and then
they may be laughing at him, not with him. I don't know. It'll be one of those. All right, let's talk into the team, guys. Wolfie, have you watched his breakdown yet? He listened to the exact. Yeah, do you know what? All right, because I got back at literally 10:44. I was on the phone to Ant on the way back celebrating. I was all right. I gotta go. I didn't know.
Shit, I'm supposed to be on screen.
Yeah, I was like, I need to get out of what have you, right? And then so I just turned it on, and normally they're always late. I'm the only one who's ever on time. And then he was just there moaning away. I thought he was talking to he was refusing to put anyone else. I didn't know he was live. And he had lost his. So I hadn't seen any of that.
I sound like a vicar compared with the way he was talking last night.
But yeah, thank you, bro. And Alhambra with another 199 goes, wow, Forrest Damas here. We will be there, Habibi. Yo, Habibi, man. Cass, I haven't told you what Cass said back. Huh?
Forrest Damas. I like that.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, no, you see, this is the thing they forget, boys, right? Is that because what was his response to that message, little twat? Where is it? I think he said, "Oh Lord, boring." His response, boring. Yeah, ain't that boring now, mate? Ain't that boring now? Anyway, back to the game, right? Team, same as before. Would you boys make any changes? Chat, would you make any changes?
I don't remember but I assume I do.
Okay. One of you say it and then the other say something because I didn't hear either one of you.
Yeah, go on, Ben.
All right, I'll reel the team off if I can remember it. So Sells, Aina, Murillo, Milenkovic, Williams, Dominguez, MGW, Anderson, Alanga, Wood, and Sangare.
That's what I'm saying. You went on to the attack before you finished the midfield.
It's because I forget that Dominguez goes.
I was getting worried then because I was thinking, I was sure Sangare was brilliant.
I got there eventually. Look, just on Sangare, I think Sangare these last few matches has been class. His passing, his forward passing is amazing. Like some of the through balls he makes are fantastic. So if he's starting to come into his own, he's going to be a big player for us next season. So well done to Sangare. But for me, I'd keep the same team. I think it's our best team on paper. I don't know if anybody would argue with that, but I think that's our best team.
Agree. I'd agree.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if Callum Hudson-Odoi is on fire, you could argue that he should be in there if he's fit. But as it stands at the moment, I think that's our best team. And again, Sangare, another reason why we'll definitely win on Sunday, because he literally controls that defense, and he can tell the defense in Milenkovic and Murillo feel a lot more confident with him in front of it as well. So yeah, I'm just full of confidence. I think we're going to win.
There were all these people when we were getting pelters for sticking up for him.
How can you say that midfield is trash? That midfield's amazing. Sangare, Anderson, and MG.
Joey, why would we have Joey? Shut up, Joey. Why would we play Yates, Joey? So these goddamn freaking Arab wannabe Americans. I don't trust no Americans' view on football, Joey. Shut up, Joey.
I might play Yates, but Anderson, MGW, and Sangare are a class trio, and we've had to wait all season to see them play together.
Boys, I've just had another epiphany. I've just seen a vision. Sangare scores the third goal and seals it. Oh my God, could you imagine the Sangare haters, man, having to celebrate a Sangare goal? Oh, that'd be so funny.
Take us to the Champions League.
Anyway, right. So that's what we're doing. Right. And yeah, Rob is suspended. He is. because I'm not doing this whole Ferguson thing.
He got yellow carded by Anthony Taylor.
Well, actually, let me correct it. Rob wanted Ant suspended, and I said I couldn't be bothered to. So Rob just refused to come on. All right.
Rob
so give him
himself.
if you want to give him some abuse, he's in the chat. Give him some abuse there. All right. Let's get these scorelines done. Right. Chat scorelines. What we saying? Are we getting Champions League? Are we getting Europa League? Or are we getting something that's beneath us? What are you saying, Ben?
I'm gonna.
Don't give me one of your stupid 69-0 scorelines, by the way.
I think a realistic, genuine scoreline could be 2-0 Forest. I don't think we'll concede, but I think we need to go and take a 2-goal lead. I don't know if a 1-goal lead is safe enough, so I'm gonna go 2-0 Forest, and I think it's Newcastle who are gonna slip up. And I reckon Newcastle are gonna draw against Everton. We're gonna beat Chelsea. We're gonna get Champions League. And Newcastle are going to get Europa.
You lost Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea fan there. You lost twice to Brighton in a few days, and we beat them 7-0. What do you mean a team like Forest won't score 3 against you?
And we knocked them out of the FA Cup, and they knocked them out of the FA Cup.
Yeah. And we all know what that means.
You're going to follow up with your prediction?
Oh, my prediction, yeah.
Oh, wait. Before Ant does his prediction, we're 11 likes away from 200. There's over 400 in.
Come on now.
Come on, guys. What are we saying here?
Right, firstly, if at the end of Sunday we've qualified for Europa League, I will be perfectly happy with that.
Shut up.
Okay? No, I will, because it brings us prestige, it brings us money, it keeps the exposure going. It's a competition that I believe we could win next season, which would be absolutely.
And then that would guarantee a Champions League.
No, this is my.
No, stop. Because I'm going to call you out on that. I'm going to call you out on that. So we're into the 92nd minute. There's 4 minutes of injury time. Forest are 1-0 up. Both Villa and Newcastle are drawing. And then there's some bozo moment from, I don't know, who's your boy? You love Dominguez. Chelsea get an equalizer. You're telling me, Anthony, that you're going to be okay with Europa League in that scenario where Forest literally blow it in the last minute and miss out on Champions League? Answer back, please.
Yeah, well, obviously, immediately post-game, I'm not going to be very happy, am I? But over the fullness of time, over the next coming days and weeks, I'll come to terms with it and think, yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
This is a new Ant.
Mainly because it's a trophy we can win.
The saving grace.
However, having said all that, I will not be happy with Conference League. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that beneath
I've got
you?
no interest in that.
Well,
if you get in the Europa or Champions League, I want to do some away trips. Yes. Conference League, I'm not so keen.
You don't want to go to Russia. You don't want to go to Russia.
Keen on paying out a fortune to go to a place that's horrible and freezing cold and full of dirty people.
You ain't going to Derby, man.
And paying a fortune to sit in a crappy rundown ground with about 28 people there. That's not what
you ain't going to Bournemouth, man.
That's not what European football means to me. Do you know what I mean? So that would be a disappointment, massive disappointment.
I think you're missing something here, though. The reason why Europa is still good is that if you win Europa, you get Champions League the next season anyway. Whereas obviously you don't.
Yeah. Of course, Ben. Of course, that's part of the prize. Of course it is. But it's not the prize. The prize is not getting to Champions League.
I don't even know why.
I don't know how you lot are jumping from. This is just pure copium. I'm sorry, this is pure copium.
I've always said about Europa.
We will not win the Europa League next year if we're in it, man.
We would.
Have you not seen the last final that was only took place last night between two of the worst teams?
It was tragic.
Yeah, that's just an anomaly, man. That's a complete and utter.
The competition, mate. I've been telling you for years. You won't listen. Spain, Italy, France, Germany, Portugal are all farmers' leagues.
Yeah.
If you take away the top 2 or 3 teams, the rest of them are trash.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not
So where's
trash.
so
We'd
where's
I tell you
where's
what,
the English teams in
yeah,
the
but
Champions League?
look at it this way. If we were playing against Forest or Spurs last night, we would have absolutely battered them. It could have been 5 or 6
Forest or
0.
Spurs? Do you mean Man U or Spurs?
Man United or Spurs last night. We would have absolutely wiped the floor with them. They were shit. They were both shit. And that goal
Man U have not lost a game in Europe this season.
They
They've
have
hardly
now.
conceded.
Well, they did last
They
night.
have
Well,
now.
yeah. Tottenham have hardly conceded a goal this season in Europe. Come on. Don't you tell me to shush.
Do people think I'm telling you to shush when I do that? I like that.
What are you saying,
it's
Andy? You sat on the fence.
No. A prediction. I'm going to say 1-0 to the Forest. You know, because that's
And the
what
Forest going to
we're
win the
generally
League Cup next season.
possibly.
Do Forest have more chance of winning the League Cup or the Europa League?
Europa League, without any shadow of doubt whatsoever. Without any, there's no Liverpool in it. There's no Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea. None of those teams will be in it. They'll be in the League Cup.
Liverpool are terrified of us, but I get your point.
And they lost to Plymouth this year. Which shows you how deep, it shows you how good our country's teams are.
I'm just saying, I just think, I'm just going to call you
a better
two
chance
out
winning
on
Europa than we do the
This is
League Cup,
copium,
honestly.
man. This is copium.
It's not. Why is it?
No, you're
because you're trying to mask your disappointment of us bustling a 10-point lead by saying, "Oh, we're going to the competition. I think we're going to win."
No, not conference. I didn't say conference. I said Europa.
I didn't say conference. I said we're going to a competition that I think we're going to win.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Copium.
I mean, do you really want to go in the Champions League?
All right, fine. Let me ask you this, right? Would you rather Forest got Champions League and lost all 8 of the matches next season, or get conference and win the conference? Answer that question as well.
Champions League.
At least we can go to Madrid and
the conference is totally. It's got nothing going for it.
No, Europa. I'm saying win Europa.
He said
conference, didn't he? He said conference. He's getting mixed.
Okay, sorry, I didn't. I'm not thinking. Shit, man, we're going to end up in conference. I keep saying the word. I'm just saying, would you rather, all right, let me say it again. Would you rather Forest got Champions League and lost all 8 games, or we win the Europa League and finish 6th?
Win the Europa League.
Yes.
Yep.
And
then we get Champions League.
Don't even have to think about it. Easy.
We'd get Champions League anyway the season after. It'd be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
We would have Champions League this season.
Lose all 8 games. We can't cope with the competition. We strict ban the league and fail to qualify for Europe again.
I'm doing this as
instead of that. We go into the Europa. We win it. We've got a magnificent trophy and
Champions League next season. Then we win the Champions League. Then season after we win the Premier League. Done, dusted. We're a better team than Spurs, Man United.
God Almighty, I hope we don't get Champions League. I hope we get Europa.
The cartel 6 already. So.
I wonder what. Do you reckon the book is next season? I reckon they will. Do you reckon that they'll still have Man U to finish higher than Forest?
Yeah, definitely.
They may have them higher to finish higher than Burnley.
But they won't.
No, I'm like, you're the generation that saw the 2 stars, and right. You're the generation. I need you not to die anytime soon, right? Because I still have to use you as the person that was before you were born. And I'm like, well, Ant was born, right? So I need you still alive for at least a couple more years, right?
I'll try, man.
You're that generation, man. You're that generation. And you're telling me that you would sink down to a Spurs level over the Champions League.
No, we're not finishing 17th, are we?
As in terms of the competition.
Finishing 6th in the Premier League is still a bloody good result for us.
Yeah, I'm not saying it ain't that. I'm just saying, like, surely when Forest back then got Champions League.
I'd rather see us win games in Europe against decent teams, but not the elite. I'd rather and go to a final and see us lift the trophy. And there's no doubt about it. Rather than go to every single game, home and away in the Champions League, and lose every one. That's not fun. Trust me, it's not fun.
All right. What if I offered you?
That music starts to become a funeral dirge rather than anything else.
The only thing you could offer me that is better than that is to guarantee me that on Saturday Sheffield United don't get promoted to the Premier League.
You know what?
If you guarantee me Sunderland,
get them up,
I want them up.
We can laugh at them again.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
Oh, get them up.
No, Evan. The problem with that, right? I'm not fucked because Cass has no Europe, right? So Cass can't talk to me. He can't talk to me ever, right? He can't say a word to me next season. Cass, by the way, any of my YouTube mates watching, Cass's diary is very open next season. So if you ever want to collab with him, he has no midweek games.
Isn't Cass heading up beat the drop next season?
Yeah, he has no midweek games, mate. So he's available at any time to collab with anyone. I'll be his agent for it, right? Look, I kind of get what you're saying. I think I took it to too far of an extreme of lose or late. If I offered you quarterfinals, which would you say?
Oh, we don't know, do we? It gets too complicated. Yeah, quarterfinals.
I do quarterfinals, Champions League.
Well, maybe I don't know. Honestly, it's too difficult. I remember the last game we played at home in Europe. I think it was the last one, and we'd done very well in Germany against Bayern Munich, and. Before the game, the atmosphere was one of the best I've ever heard at City Ground. It was
you're talking in my lifetime one, yeah?
Yeah.
We lost 2-1 away.
Then we got absolutely hammered.
But I was showing. That was the first time I started to know what showing chest was like. 2-1, I was like, yeah, we're good here. Taken back to the City Ground. No worries.
Yeah, we all felt it. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
What about Stoke? We were showing chest before that, and then
Stoke. We don't talk about that.
We're talking Europe, Ben. We're talking Europe.
We're talking Europe.
I know, but Stoke's pretty much on the same level.
Yeah, but were you worried, Anne? Right, and I'm being serious now. Were you worried back in the day when we got into the Champions League?
No. How could I be? We'd lost 3 games.
Liverpool first round. You weren't worried about that?
Yeah. Not really. The classic was when we played Cologne in the semi-final. First leg at Trent End, pitch just mud. And we managed to get a goal in the last minute to make it 3-3. And we came out, and my mate Darren, that I used to go with, turned to me and says, "Oh, that's fucked it then." I turned to him, and honest to God, there was no doubt about it in my mind. I said, "What are you on about? We just win over there." Because that's how good we were. We went 42 league games unbeaten. 42 without losing. We were just magnificent. Everywhere we went.
Why do I think Pat is like my age, 23, man? Pat's from the Ant generation, man. From the Ant generation.
Ian Bowyer scored in the second leg. See, I can remember this. Like, Ian Bowyer scored with a header in the second. I can remember that from how long ago?
Who scored for us against Chelsea this season?
I don't know how.
What I'm trying to say here, let's just play devil's advocate. If Forest get Champions League, right? You won't have that confidence that you had back then, would you? Going into the Champions League.
No, because we were champions. It's when champions had to be in the Champions League. Weird, isn't it? We were champions of our country. We'd beaten the mighty Liverpool to the title by 7 points. We were good.
But was there any of the narrative of they've never done it before?
I was only 15 as well. Your brain's a bit wide, a bit different in them days.
You just realised you let everyone figure out how old you actually are.
I don't care. At least I'm alive.
A couple more years. Just give me a couple more years.
I'm going to try, mate. For you, I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, but was there none of this narrative of, say, Forest make Champions League football? They're already going to start writing us off, aren't they, for next season?
Of course.
Yeah, but was that narrative in existence back then?
Yes. When we got Liverpool. Yeah, when we got Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool were European champions. They were league champions, obviously, before we took it off them.
Yeah.
Liverpool were like Man United in the 90s. Yeah, that's what Liverpool were like. So when we got them in the first round, our first ever, not European Cup, our first ever Champions European Cup game was against bloody Liverpool. I mean, we could have gone out.
Is Mark old enough as well? Is Mark old enough?
Yeah. Yeah, we could have gone out to an English club. You know what I mean? So it's outrageous.
Bloody hell, Matt. Even Ant doesn't remember. You don't remember that one, Ant.
I wasn't born. Even I can say I wasn't born.
All right, look, we've done what we can to build up your hopes, your expectations. Yeah. If we win, it's party mode Well, if we get Champions League, it's party mode Sunday. If we win and miss out and get Europa,
that's fine. It's fine.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's still gonna hurt me.
Party mode. Party mode.
There'll be one grumpy one. There'll be one grumpy one.
Party mode.
You know why, folks? You know why, don't you? It's because he's been big mouthing on all these other streams for the last 6 months. That's the reason.
You know what it is, right? You know, on Monday on Potts' channel, like LP man chucked a dagger out right at the end. He's like, whoever doesn't get this is getting cooked on Monday. And I was like, you lot can't cook me. He's like, no one is safe. No one is safe. And I'm like, oh, fucking no, I've got that to look forward to on Monday. Shout out Chris with the £2. He goes, Liverpool trying to 3-peat. Ooh, we stopped at 3-peat.
They were the Man City. They were Man City of the time.
Were they that good? Because my dad talks about that team like it was next level.
Well,
man.
they were that good until we came along.
Facts. So
we first season we took the league off them and we beat them in the League Cup final. Second season we took the European Cup off them and beat them in the League Cup semi-final.
Wait, did they win the league on the next year when we finished second?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's only 5 to Liverpool in it. There was only 2 clubs.
Man, I'd love to see those days returning to first. So shout out to Anthony with the $5. He goes, thanks for a great year, gents. Come on, you Reds. Big up to you, Anthony. Well, that's it. That's Grumpy Old Reds done. It's either a party stream or a semi-party stream because they'll all be celebrating apart from me, or it will be a Beneath Us stream.
Oh, God.
It could be anything. Massive big up to Sid.
It could still be a party stream.
The bizarre thing is, it's football. It's typical football, isn't it? The bizarre thing is that we need to beat Chelsea to stand a chance. But if we don't, and we end up in Chelsea, we're relying on Chelsea then to win the Conference League.
So we could do a stream on Sunday, kicking off big time, and then do a party stream on Wednesday.
Yeah, we could be like cussing out Chelsea for beating us, and then kissing their feet on Wednesday. Yeah. Big up Sid with the $23.99. Shout out to you, Sid. Much love, bro. Appreciate the support. And Mark with the £2. I went to the Munich final and I said, he's not. There's no way. Like, it's going to annoy Ant, but Mark, you don't look old. You don't look old enough to be as old as Ant.
It's funny because when we go out, people think that he's my son. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I got that the wrong way around. You know, when I started the sentence, I was going to say, I'm his son, and then I fucked it up, and I just went with it.
All right, I'm gonna go and edit up this video and take out any bits of me claiming Forest are gonna win it before the Chelsea fans and them lot start cutting it up and clipping it up. So please do hit the like button if you haven't already. Tomorrow we're back with the expected lineup. We're doing another Chelsea preview. Oh, there is a Chelsea preview with my boy Charlie over on Patreon. Oh, we got the run-in tomorrow night at 6. So this is going to be spicy, man. So we're going to have all the boys repping their clubs. Yeah, make sure you're tuned in 6 p.m. then. So I will see you guys tomorrow. The boys will see you on Sunday night for, wow. Is it going to be Champions League? Is it going to be Champions League? Is it going to be Europa? Or is it going to be Beneath Us? We'll see you then. Have a good evening. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.